am Claire Ball, and I love smartphones because you can put anything on them, including your speeches. So, I did run in 2016 in the special election for comptroller. Prior to that, the only other political experience that I had was running for College of DuPage Board of Trustees in 2015. They were dealing with similar issues in regards to financial mismanagement and playing funny with money. So for those of you that don't know me too well, I'm going to give you just a little bit more about me. Besides getting my bachelor's and master's degree, finally got that CPA, it took me a good number of years. And I was working full-time while I was going through school, as many of us do. I mean, a lot of people, you do what you have to do to survive. And I feel like that's not really what our politicians are doing at this point. I am a libertarian because I believe that people are their best selves when the government gets out of the way. Personal freedoms and personal responsibilities go hand in hand, and people can do great things when the government's not overseeing and putting their finger down on them. I'm also a numbers gal, and I'm proud of that. I love accounting puns. It is a cruel world out there. Give me a couple minutes to get that one, and then you can groan because I know I'm an accountant and we make bad jokes. And I share my free time with my husband, Brian, and we have 2 adorable cats, and they walk all over me. I ran last year because there was no accountability in our state government. I ran last year because politics and political standing was more important to our officials than the health of the state and the health of the people living in it. I ran last year because in a 197-year history of the office of the comptroller, we have never had an accountant in that role. Current events have shown me that this year is going to be no different, except for the fact that I can now say in 198 years, we've never had an accountant in that role. Yay. After 3 years of political infighting, the massive debts and mounting debts, our legislators passed a massive budget just hours before the rating agencies were going to downgrade us into junk bond status. This budget is in 3 pieces. You've got the tax increase portion, which I'm not sure how many pages that is, but I'm sure it's over 500. You've got the actual budget portion, which is over 650 pages. And then you've got the Budget Implementation Act that talks about how they're going to make these 2 pieces work. That's over 750 pages. And I believe I read that they were given about 4 hours to read through all of this information before voting on it. So that tells you the level of understanding our General Assembly members had before saying, yes, let's do it. So I've been looking into these budget pieces, and it's taken a lot of time. But I've got the time right now to dig in. And I found that this budget is a lot like budgets in the past. There's not a lot of real concrete changes to fix any of the money mismanagement or the bad spending habits that we've seen in the past. Payments into our heavily underfunded pension system will be cut in fiscal year 2018 by $1.5 billion. The answer to clearing up our $16 billion of unpaid bills, our bill backlog, is to borrow more money by issuing bonds. And they say that it's balanced, but it is balanced, once again, based on accounting tricks and very, very generous actuarial assumptions. Someone needs to tell these people that you can't balance your budget today by bringing in the money you're going to make in 5 years. If you could do that, the IRS would have found a way to tax you on it. We are held to standards in every area of our lives, both personal and professional, with consequences tied to every action. There are no standards in Illinois government, and the consequences, they fall onto us. That needs to end. As comptroller, I will bring real transparency to our finances by establishing a table of priorities that talks about what order vendors are going to get paid, and most importantly, why. I will tie departmental budgets to actual results, to provide some accountability to those, to our legislative members who are making the decisions. I will release the financial statements, the financial reports, the annual financial reports on time rather than years, yes, years behind schedule. Lastly, I will dig into the bills that the legislature is or is considering passing for every financial effect as it stands for each and every one of us. And I'm going to explain it all out because these massive bills that come through, there's so much in there, and they affect us in so many different ways. And who's got the time to read them? Well, I'm going to make the time to read them and give you guys a summary of everything. Here's everything that's going to impact you on a daily basis. The CFO of any company is tasked with telling you exactly where your money goes. And that responsibility has been missing in the Office of the Comptroller for 198 years. Accountants are held to very high standards of independence as well. And the best way to report on the financial status of our government is for that person reporting to be removed from the influences of party status. Running as a Libertarian, it gives me that level of independence because I don't care what political affiliation you are. I don't care what letter follows your name. If you're playing games with our money, I will call you out on it. You wouldn't see Google hire a lawyer to be their CFO, and we shouldn't be electing anyone that isn't qualified to be our state comptroller. The people of Illinois are the owners of this great state, and the Office of the Comptroller should answer to them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm Claire Ball, and I still want to be your next comptroller.